Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Back Row Podcast episode. Today, I'm here with Logan Connor and no Jack Titzer because it is Friday. We got the pep rally, and he decided not to have any school spirit.
I think he left for spring break.
I don't care. He's getting flamed. He has no school spirit.
Yeah.
You don't leave before a pep
I think
rally.
this is 2 podcasts in a row without assistant co-host Jack Titzer. No,
I'm not
because last
sure.
time we talked about baseball, and he
Wow.
wasn't here. That's really disappointing. Jack,
Step up your game, buddy.
lock in, buddy. Your last couple weeks as a senior, and you can't even join the Back Row podcast. Disappointing.
Well, anyways, after dissing Jack Titzer, we're going to go ahead and talk about aliens.
Conspiracy theories.
It's going to be great. I know Logan's got a couple he wants to talk about. I know.
I just want to. We're just
going to add on.
We want to start with aliens because aliens are cool, and you're telling me that we've had NASA since what? I don't know how long since when, but NASA landed on the moon in the late 60s, 1969, I believe. They landed on the moon, and since 1969, you are trying to tell me that they have not found any life out there since then?
It's not even that for me. It's the fact that I know we're not that special.
You can't tell me that space is constantly expanding and there's like infinite space.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to be here.
And we're the only people.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's something else.
There's got to be either A, people like us out there, or things like us.
That think like us.
Yeah.
That
Or no.
Guys.
They either look different than us or they look the same as us.
That would be so weird if they looked the same, dude.
Like they look the same, but like you know that like one thing like in Disney, like especially in the Polar Express, I think is what it is. It's like the people like in that like they look like real but they're fake.
Like they're like
I can't think of what it's called right now.
Animated.
Hang on,
Claymation.
I gotta find what it's called.
But
But
I don't know, things are creepy.
they like it's just weird.
Confused. You're talking about the Polar Express?
Yeah. Like you know how they look like real?
Like the characters in the Polar Express.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they look like they're real,
They
but
look
just
plasticky.
something about them is just wrong. It's something about like a void or something. I forget what it's called.
No, it's skinwalkers, bro.
No,
They be
not-
skinwalkers. Oh shoot, that's another one we can talk about. Skinwalkers are crazy.
That's wild. No, but I can't think of what it's called. But
I think that I understand what you're saying, and I hope that other people understand what you're saying.
Because
You're taking a long
it's
time,
some
buddy.
kind of void, and I can't think of what it's called. But it's like something void, and they they look real, but some like small thing about them is just off that makes humans uncomfortable.
That's the skinwalker thing, man.
No, skinwalkers is like your dog isn't really your dog. Which
Exactly,
I think is also
and it looks
weird,
the same.
but it looks like a dog. But you mean to tell me that there's nothing else out there?
No, there is.
You
I
think
don't
there's
know if people don't believe that. Then
Do you think there's species out there that are different than us? Or do you think they're the same?
oh yeah, for sure.
You think they're the same or
If
different?
there's this many species just on Earth,
You think they're different?
oh yeah, I think that they could have a similar like brain, or if it's even a brain, like do they even have a brain,
Mm-hmm.
or is it just something else that I don't know? Because all these other planets, solar systems, whatever, there
Mhm.
is definitely something, in my belief.
Well, and there's no way that because the way even humans have changed being on Earth and like the way we've adapted to things.
Yeah, like our wisdom teeth apparently has been evolving over the years. Like some people aren't
Mhm.
having wisdom teeth anymore.
Like when we grow up, like when we have kids, like 15 years down the road from now, like none of them, like some of them might not have wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
Like our grandkids won't have wisdom teeth.
More and more people aren't having them nowadays.
So I think, I honestly, honest to God opinion, I think even planets in our own solar system have life on them that we don't know about. Like those, like Jupiter and
Is
Saturn.
that why they gave
maybe.
up on Pluto?
Honestly, that's probably why they think about it though. Like,
We don't know anything.
has anyone ever been on Jupiter?
Think about it. The solar system could even be fake.
But I think Jupiter's a gas giant. But how
Yeah.
do they know? Have they been into it? Have they flown something into it? I don't know. See, we should have done our research.
But also, like, think about it. We're people that aren't gonna get that. Let's just be real. We're not getting that job, right? You're not gonna go to NASA. You're not gonna
No.
go up in outer space.
No.
So we're just like here looking at stuff through a screen
Yeah, I
is
mean-
our only thing to see what's around us.
Like, I mean, we're just high school kids. We don't know what's really out there. I guarantee you there are powerful people out there that know things that we don't.
Oh, a lot more.
And that's like one of those things, like, they could tell us, but they'd have to kill us.
Yeah, I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
Yeah, like, and that brings me to another conspiracy theory
Oh,
that
Lord.
the government, like there's like not the government. The government doesn't control us. Like, there's a group of elite, powerful people, like very rich people, that
Yeah.
control the world.
I think, like, when I think of, like, the world, have you ever watched the Hunger Games?
Yeah.
So in the Hunger Games, when they, like, break through the panel that's in the sky, and it's like,
Mhm. It's like scary.
it's just like
out there.
a room,
Yeah.
and they're, like, just in a room that's like a dome.
Yeah.
That's what I think of, like, Earth as, to be honest. Like, I don't think that there's
You
but,
think
like, what if Earth, it just has something around it and there's no actual solar system?
we're a science project?
Dude, we could be. That's what I like to think.
Are we a science project that's just evolved way too far out of hand?
We're somebody's presentation.
We're the whole Earth is just in a box on somebody's dresser.
No, I don't think that. I just think, like, it's like a government thing, how they're, like, messing with you. It's like a controlled environment.
Like life is simulation.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Like the decisions you make aren't your own.
I don't know. I mean, I think the decisions you make are your own.
But I think everybody, it sounds so corny, but I think everybody gets loaded into life with like their own set of ideals and like ideologies and stuff like that, and like their own way of thinking. But then like when you get loaded in with these ideas, the government pushes you into like a mold. Like
I can kind of see that, like, it puts you in a situation where
So like for us for example, when we were younger, like ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a sports broadcaster or a sports reporter or a sports writer, like that kind of stuff.
yeah,
That was always in my head since I was a kid. Like in career day and like kindergarten, I dressed up as I would dress up as Joe Buck for career day. I did. I wore a suit and tie and glasses and had like the little baseball pin on my shirt. I wanted to be Joe Buck calling Game 7 of the World Series ever since I was a kid. And as I grew older, I got pushed more and more closer into that mold of doing that.
bro, I wanted to be Babe Ruth.
Into now. Exactly. And we still play baseball, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
And I'm basically Babe Ruth.
pretty much. Like, I just think sometimes some people, there's no way there are, what our school, 1,200 kids, 1,200 and some change.
Yeah.
Every single one of those kids have single thoughts in their heads. They think different things. They have their own mindsets about everything. That doesn't make sense to me. There are, 8 billion people in the world now?
Some people, it's not that you don't know people or anything like that when it comes to this, but, like, some people just don't even feel real, you know? Like they're kind of just there. Like, you'll see them one day and then you never see them again.
I come to school every day and I see a person I've never seen before.
And we don't even have that big of a school for that to happen. Because
There's probably 1,200 and a few.
and they won't be freshmen either, or like anything. Like, they'll be in our grade.
And like it'll be like the
And
middle of
they're
the
not
school
new
year.
kids.
Like it'll be like a random November morning and I'll see some new kid pop up out of nowhere. I'll see him for about a week and then never see him again.
It's so weird. And like
And
that,
I don't know if that has anything to do with like mankind and the way that we think and go about things. And like we only cross paths with certain people. But I probably see the same 100 people every single day at school because the way I walk through the school. And
you're
our
a certain
school,
route.
think about me and you specifically. I see you during this period in APC. And the rest of the school day, I don't see you.
No, I don't either.
So like how do I
Nah.
know, or how do you know that when we don't see each other, we're not there? How do either one of us not know that?
I get that. Like, how it's like
How do I know when you're not in front of my eyes that
that
you
I'm doing
exist?
something or even exist. Yeah,
Or how do I know that I'm not making you up right now and you're not making
bro,
me up
I'm
right now?
real. I'm real. I
How do we
swear.
know that we're really doing a podcast right now? How do we know?
Well, I see a timer right here.
See? Like that stuff like that, just like I could sit and think about that all day long. Is my
It's
life
just
real?
stuff that you can keep adding on to. when it comes to like even like see I can add on like deja vu or the complete opposite version Vuja Day. Have you ever heard of that?
Vuja Day?
Have you ever heard of that?
I don't know, but I know deja vu from one madame in French class. Deja vu means like already happened. That's what deja vu is.
I saw it on a other podcast one time when somebody talks about Vuja Day.
Or like one of those things where like you're sitting like when you're sitting in bed at night and you feel like you see yourself laying there. That freaks me out.
Vuja Day. Okay, so deja vu is when you feel like you've seen something in a dream, right?
Or like you've
Or like you've seen that
you're like
before.
sitting in a moment and you're like this moment's happened before
Yeah,
while
like
you're
it's
in
happened.
the moment. Yeah.
Vuja Day is where you create something in your own mind and then it happens. So this happened to me one time and it was the weirdest thing ever because it was so much weirder than deja vu. So there was I think it was like a dream, and I walked into my house through the front door and a certain song was playing by this band that I knew. And then there was a parkour scene on the TV, and it was like at night, and they were like jumping between building and building. And come the next 2-3 months, same thing happens. I walk through the door, that song is playing, and a movie called Six Underground is on. And the thing is like that's playing, and I look at the date that it came out, and it came out a week ago.
And you imagined,
I imagined
this
that
song.
exact part. I've never seen that before. Exact song.
See, that just gave me chills. That's
It's weird, because I walked in the door and I even looked. I went like this, and I was like, my peripheral was the same, same lighting, same song, same. My brother was on the couch.
All right, can you paint this picture for me? Are you walking into your mom's house right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Right hand opens the door. I open it and I put one foot in the door and I look to my right. See the TV on the wall.
TV to your right, to the left is the couch.
Max is sitting on the couch.
And straight ahead is like your kitchen. That is creepy.
Yeah, blinds were open. And no, it was kind of dim outside. I remember that. But it was really weird because that movie wasn't even out when I had that vision when I went to bed. And then 2-3 months later, I got
That's
that.
so weird.
It's so weird.
Do you think you have visions of the future? Do you have superpowers?
I think I do.
Do you have superpowers, Wyatt?
I think I do.
Do you think there's people out there that have powers?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not like superpowers that you see in movies or something.
No, they don't shoot lasers out of their eyes by any
No.
means, but they can see things or I saw this movie with my girlfriend, I don't know, about a month ago. It's called Jesus Resurrection. I think that's what it was called. I don't know, it's a really great movie. If you're into religious stuff and you go to church and into religious things like that, it's definitely a good movie to go see. But it's about this guy, and he's a hippie, and they're the hippie movement. His name's Lonnie Frisbee, and he said that he was in the woods, by himself. No one was with him. He was out in the woods. He was going through a rough time in his life. He was on the verge of suicide, and was in the woods and said out loud to himself, "God, if you're real, give me a sign. Show me right now that you're real, and I'll stay here on earth." And he said, just like that, a light flashed, and in front of his eyes, like a movie screen, he saw a vision play out of people on a beach in Southern California walking out to him in the water, getting baptized by him in the bay.
Did that end up happening?
6 years later, he did that.
Lord.
It's
not something that you just have that vision. You're like, okay, I'm going to do that. It just happened. Especially with mine. Because dude, that movie wasn't real at the time. And when I was so freaked out that I searched up the movie, searched up the song to make sure that it was real. And I told my mom about it, and she was just like,
that's so weird. Creepy. And back to the guy in the movie, he was in a time of his life where he was quite literally on the verge of suicide. He was a hippie, so he was on drugs all the time, getting stoned and stuff like that.
Yeah, just not
in the right mindset in his life. And he said to God, "Show me right now, put me in the right way, and I'll stay here on earth and I'll spread your word." And instantly, at least it's just the story that he tells.
Is this in his head that the screen is
He said in real life, the light flashed, not in his head, in front of his eyes, the light flashed and a movie screen playing.
So a projector.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Straight out of the movie, what's the new Encanto, when Bruno sees the visions?
Oh, yeah.
Straight up like that. That's how they showed it in the movie. It was like that.
And
apparently it's based all on a true story. This guy saved millions of people.
And it was something of him in the future.
Right. He saved millions of people apparently through religion. So
All right.
I just think that's so crazy, and there's got to be another life out there, and that's all I gotta say. That's
All
I
right, yeah,
got.
I think that's a good place to stop. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah, again, I'm White Flowers here with Logan Connor. See you in the next one.